Soweto's 60 kilometres squared are soaked in history. Nelson Mandela and Desmond Tutu wrote their part, and it was here too that the page began to turn on apartheid. However, Soweto also has a history of crushing poverty and rampant criminality. Whites were not welcome. In the 90s, a local resident, Mandy Mankazana, decided to bring about changes of her own by inviting foreign tourists.
I guess when I started, that's when a lot of people didn't know what is tourism. When I started, a lot of people thought I was a spy, or I was like a sellout, bringing whites in Soweto after the history, not realizing that the people that were coming here, they were not South Africans, they were people from Europe. And by seeing tourists' interest in our history, by creating jobs, now people respect tourists in South Africa, in Soweto. They are being well taken care of.
Mandy is a pioneer in the township tourist trade, and Soweto is a part of history that no self-respecting tourist would miss.
So when I started to do this business, for me it was not much of having money. It was more telling it a story and healing inside me, and to be able to tell my story until I don't feel any pain. And that was reason to start it, and exposing people coming from out of South Africa to know about the history, to know about reconciliation, to teach them about the power of healing through communication.
A concept that is working well enough to inspire others. It's afternoon in Soweto, and summer is nearly over. The tourists stroll in front of one of Soweto's museums. The souvenir stalls are out, marketing the township's history. We met some tourists taking a break at a nearby cafe.
On a entendu pas mal de choses sur Soweto, sur ce qui s'est passé ici, et on a une image, je dirais, un petit peu morose parfois de Soweto.
We've heard quite a bit about Soweto and what went on here. You tend to have a pretty grim idea of Soweto. You expect to see poverty in the townships, but when you get here it is surprisingly accessible. There are very pleasant and beautiful areas. I would even say that the houses are almost European. We were pleasantly surprised by the atmosphere and the condition of this neighborhood.
On est plutôt surpris positivement par l'ambiance et l'état de ce quartier.
Ça se passe très gentiment. Soweto a une très mauvaise réputation.
It's all going really well. Soweto has a bad reputation, but we went to a shanty town where we met children. We saw no beggars and no one asked us for anything. There was no hassle, and basically people were kind and pleasant.
Pas d'agression, les gens sont gentils, sympas.
A reputation that also amuses residents of Soweto's most visited neighbourhood and home to the Mandela Family Museum. After long bouts of unemployment, the illustrious family's neighbours now run one of Soweto's 35 bed and breakfast hotels.
It was very difficult because I didn't have money. I started with whatever I have, like linen and bath towels. So I keep on buying a little bit when I get guests, because I didn't have money. Sometimes I do go to the airport to pick them up to come to the B&B. They will ask me, do you have running water? Do you have lights? Do you have houses? Because they thought we don't have running water, we don't have lights. It's just like a rural area. Only to find that it's different altogether.
And it is indeed something else. For half the price of a B&B elsewhere in Johannesburg, the visitor finds himself in a decor worthy of a 4-star hotel. And for once, both parties benefit.
For me it's good because, you know, a lot of tourists, by coming and buying in those areas, they are supporting the community and they've created jobs. As you know, in Soweto you've got about 45% unemployment, and tourism has alleviated some of that poverty.
Soweto is developing fast. No doubt tourism has played a part. Yesterday's shanty towns are being replaced by middle-class neighbourhoods, and residents have been quick to realise the financial benefits of tourism. Some tourists return on a more permanent basis as volunteer workers. Proof that this is not just one-way traffic.